First deadly psychological sin is criticism. Criticism. I don't know if you've borne the brunt of being raised in a critical home, but human beings are by nature negatively focused and problem focused. In fact, research has shown that 75% of the interactions between teachers in elementary school and their students is negative. Research has also shown that in a child's lifetime, from birth to 18 years old, he hears the word no from his parent 148,000 times. Bottom line of all this is that positive interaction, and particularly affirmation versus criticism, is a learned skill. It's something we have to do proactively and intentionally, or we will revert back to our critical patterns. Story is told of a young man who was complaining about the hymns at church. He said they were very boring. His father said, well, if you're going to complain about it, then write one of your own. Boy went into his bedroom and he wrote the hymn, "When I Survey the Wondrous Cross." The young man was Isaac Watts, and he went on to write over 350, many of them famous hymns, including Joy to the World. So there's a place for criticism. Criticism serves a function. We, by nature, as human beings, are capable of reason and what we call critical thinking. All criticism is not bad, but we need to sort of capture this beast and train it so that it benefits us and others. Scientific research has shown that people that are raised in critical environments where there's much criticism among the family of origin tend to have more depression diagnoses and more depressive symptoms. In fact, a critical environment at home has been associated with a broad spectrum of mental illnesses such as schizophrenia and other psychotic disorders. I have a quote here from Abraham Lincoln. "He has the right to criticize who has the heart to help." In order to find out if you have the heart to help that person, I recommend that you ask yourself 3 questions before criticizing them. Number 1, do I love to criticize or do I hate to criticize? If you love it, I think you need to give yourself pause there. Number 2, am I doing it to help? Is that my motive? Number 3, will I do it kindly, and will I do it to that person's face? Beware of cyber criticism. Cyber criticism can easily turn into a form of cyberbullying. It's really best when you're addressing sensitive topics to talk to that person eyeball to eyeball, so to speak. The replacement for criticism, I'm sure you're dying to know, very simple. It's affirmation. Learn to affirm people. This does not come naturally to us. I recommend that if you're a critaholic, we might call it, that you go on a criticism fast for 2 to 3 weeks where you criticize nothing, no one, not even yourself, for 3 weeks. I challenge you to try that. And that afterward, when you issue a criticism, always do it in what we call affirmation sandwich style. You affirm that person, then you issue the criticism, and then you follow it up with another affirmation. This helps to soften the blow. Marriage expert John Gottman says that in order to neutralize the emotional impact of a criticism, one must affirm 5 times. So remember that ratio, 5 affirmations to 1 criticism. What is the effect of an affirming environment in the home? We've talked about the effect of a critical environment. What's the effect of an affirming environment? Some research has shown that there's a positive correlation between fatherly affirmation and high self-esteem in girls. There's a negative correlation between fatherly affirmation and fear of intimacy. So in other words, if fathers affirm their daughters, they're likely to feel good about themselves and they're likely to be able to develop healthy relationships. Sounds like a good thing to do. Try starting today affirming someone that you would normally criticize. And usually, I hate to say it, but it's those that are closest to us that we tend to be so critical of. But try turning that around and intentionally, proactively affirming that person. They won't know what happened.